And now to a real-life comeback story. Back in 2008, Kokomo's two biggest employers, Delphi and Chrysler, filed for bankruptcy. Unemployment skyrocketed. Forbes magazine even called Kokomo a dying city. But now I want you to take a look at Kokomo. Things have really changed. The city has a new look, a new feel. There are beautification projects, new planters with flowers and streets with what's called pedestrian-friendly bump outs. And tomorrow night, the comeback in Kokomo will be celebrated. Kokomo will receive the Community of the Year Award from the Indiana Chamber of Commerce. So how did Kokomo turn it around? And what can other Indiana cities learn from Kokomo? Mayor Greg Goodnight, business leader Jeff Cardwell, and Pastor Ed Vasicek are part of Kokomo's comeback story. Thanks again, guys, for being here today.
Thank you.
Mayor, let me start with you. 3 years ago, Forbes essentially wrote off Kokomo. What changed?
I'd say a couple things. First and foremost was probably the amount of cooperation between everyone in the community. That would be city government, county government, our economic development groups, and then the not-for-profits in the community. We obviously faced tough times, and so I think we came together with a singular focus, and that was probably the biggest part. As far as from city government, we transformed and we changed what we were investing in. We took our limited amount of tax dollars and made sure it was going to the infrastructure improvements that would help our city and improve not only the quality of life, but the aesthetics of the community.
And certainly we saw that in the pictures of how beautiful the city looks now. Jeff, you're a business leader in Kokomo. You work with Huston Electric. What changes have you seen on the business level in Kokomo over the last 3 years?
Well, about 3 years ago, we had a group of community leaders come together and created the Kokomo Greater Economic Development Alliance, and that was put together to help foster business and build businesses in Kokomo, Indiana. That effort's led to a revitalization. Delphi and Chrysler coming back, of course, has helped our community immensely. We have also a good employment base. We have qualified workforce. Our location's good. There's just a lot. There's just a very positive vibe, a buzz in the city now related to the business community.
Ed, you're a pastor at Highland Park Church in Kokomo. I would imagine 3 years ago, because unemployment was so high and foreclosures were so high, I would imagine that members of your congregation were scared, they were nervous, they were perhaps losing their jobs and homes. What did you tell them 3 years ago, and what's transpired for members of your congregation up in Kokomo?
Well, it was a very stressful time, and a number of our key families moved during that time to different states for jobs, and so it was a very hard time for us all. We had to take it as it came, and what's been encouraging to see has been how the entire attitude in the community has changed. Those were dark days. We didn't know what was ahead. I would have never dreamt that things have turned out as well as they have. The city is a beautiful place to live. It's always been a city with a lot of culture, a lot of events, a lot of activities, but the quality of life has kept improving, making it a great place for new businesses to start.
Mayor, the unemployment level back in 2009 was 19%. Now it's 9.6%. Quickly, how did you get people back to work in Kokomo?
Well, a lot of it, was our larger employers, Chrysler and Delphi and General Motors, getting through the automotive crisis that faced the entire country. With that, based on our proximity to Indianapolis and the larger metropolitan areas, I think it was people wanted to stay in Kokomo. I mean, they really wanted to, even if they had to work in other communities, they wanted to stay there. And so what we wanted to do was really invest and give them a reason to stay here, make it worth their while to commute to other cities if that's what they had to do, and really focus, as Jeff mentioned, on the economic development aspect, try to diversify our economy as best we could, and really make this a place for entrepreneurship and investment.
A lot of Indiana towns continuing to struggle in the economy right now. In 10 seconds, guys, if you would give us an idea about what advice you might share with other Indiana towns that are looking to Kokomo as being a model of a city that's really turned things around.
I would say that we have done our best to really focus on the right things and take advantage of the assets that we have. We have good institutions of higher learning. We have an IU campus, an Ivy Tech campus, quality hospitals, and I would say, as Jeff mentioned, our workforce is second to none.
We're out of time. Mayor Goodnight, Jeff Cardwell, Pastor Vasicek, great to have you here. Congratulations on the award that you'll get tomorrow night. Way to go, Kokomo.